Kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? It is RPG a Day 2020, and today is day one, and our word for today is beginning, which is on this little, I don't know if you can see that little infographic here, and the room run one right there. We're entering the dungeon, so to speak. That's kind of a clever little infographic that got put up for RPG a Day this year. But anyhow, I'm trying to keep this short. I'm trying to keep it short this year. So when I think of beginning, the thing that came to mind for me is, beginnings can be these really wonderful times, but they can also be fraught with peril. It's always, neat and nifty. Every time we start a new RPG book, we start reading one. I have my copy of Alien over there. I should have held that up, and I'm going to hold up Leagues of Adventure here as I play that today. When we first read that book, when we first play that new game, when we first get together with a group of people and decide that we're going to play the game, there's a lot of excitement there. My friend Eloy talks about having RPG ADD or gamers ADHD. The idea that we can flit around from game to game because the beginnings can be so much fun. However, it's fraught with peril sometimes because very often, it hasn't quite cooked yet, it hasn't quite gelled yet, and it can be dangerous to make our assumptions about the game, our conclusions. There's a word I'm searching for, but that final conclusion or judgment or evaluation of the game and the group and everything else can be really easy to make snap judgments when we're in the beginning stages and when our understanding of the game really hasn't matured. We haven't played it enough. We haven't actually seen the system in action. We haven't actually maybe worked out the mathematics of how does this really work. There's a lot of interesting stuff in the Alien game, which we are preparing to play at some point. And or maybe we just haven't ironed out all the difficulties within the group. Sometimes those things need to be addressed or are irreconcilable. But very often, we run the risk of quitting before the miracle happens and we realize, how the game is supposed to work and before everything kind of gets together and starts working. So that beginning, it can be a period of wonderful discovery. And I always love beginning a new RPG book, starting to play a new game. That's always a really magical and fun time. But it's not the only part of the game, or the experience. As things go on, with enough work and persistence and engagement, it can become much richer. So the beginning is just the beginning, and things get better after that. Have a good one, kids. I will see you tomorrow. And yes, I want to stop streaming. I want it to be the ending.